45 is an embarrassment. I can't deal with this temperament. He is so arrogant. I have so much resentment. It just makes me want to scream. How do people think MAGA is the American dream? Let's start this dream.
It is man.
I'm completely unhinged. My rights have been infringed. That man makes me so upset. He's a Nazi and a world threat. I'm completely unhinged. My life has been sent. All his interviews I've been. We need to impeach now. Impeach him now.
John, you're a little controversial. You're talking about illegal immigration. I said it's illegal.
Get out! Oh, help your customer. Fuck off! Fuck off!
Completely unhinged.
What is up, guys? We're here for Unhinged. The Democrats, the liberals, the communists, they're all unhinged. It's a sick intro. More is to come. More is to come with this channel. Haven't had much time to really work on it, get my video clips, and get some songs, some AOC tunes on the channel. But it's going to be a slow process. The main goal is, by the time the 2028 election is coming around, is to stream the whole night and to be kind of a big shot in the space. I don't know exactly what that means, but be relevant in the space. So we got some time.
Because you'd be in jail.
Got some time to put Hillary in jail. Sawyer's pro-Palestine. They're all pro-Palestine. They're all pro-Palestine. Why don't they all go live there? The solution to our problems would be for all of them with the Palestine flags to just go live there. That would be great. America first. Exactly. This channel, my political views are about America first. And speaking of America first, Nick Fuentes also claims to be America first. But I gotta say, the shit he's been talking about, and he's done this before, it can't be ignored anymore. The guy is a fucking Democrat. He wants the Democrats to win. And I can, kind of understand where he's coming from. He claims, he just wants it to be all burned down to the ground. He thinks, from the ashes, the Republicans, the conservatives will come back, and there'll be this major American first party. I no thanks. I don't want to see the Democrats ever win again. So, no thanks. Not going to be doing that. So anyone who wants the Democrats to win and uses their large platform to push the Democrats to win, you're either a Democrat or you're a Fed, like everyone is saying. So he can go fuck himself. A lot of fakes in this space. Candace Owens, even Tucker Carlson. He's in Israel today. A lot of people say he's, he's with Qatar or some shit. I don't know. What's the conspiracy with him? Some people think he's a Fed. But and we're America first. Who's given a house over there? America first, and in the honest truth, and even if it means if we get a shit ass fucking Republican candidate that just like sucks dick and is fucking terrible, craps his pants, I will take that over Joe Biden. I will take that over AOC, Kamala Harris, Gavin Newsom, whatever they want to throw at us, Stephen A. Smith. I will take whatever shit the Republicans give us. That's how anti liberals, anti Democrats I am. And so I think I can like understand. Oh, he maybe he thinks it's just it can't be saved, has to be burned down to the ground. No, I think if we want to get to where we want to go, we could just keep building on success. So for whatever reason you don't like Trump, I like Trump. Maybe the next administration will build on what Trump is doing. See, how can we build on what the other administration does if every 4 years we're changing Republican, Democrat, Republican, Democrat? Because every time that happens, the day one, the new administration starts shitting on the old administration. It's almost like they never happened. So I want to see what happens if we get 8 years, 12 years, 16 years, 20 years plus of Republicans. And people forget how close we were to the end of the country. I believe if the Democrats got in power in 2024, maybe 2028 would have been like our last chance. But it would have been bad. It would have been fucking bad. I don't care what you say about Trump. I think a lot of it is fake news. I wake up every morning and I'm just like happy that Trump is the president and there's a lot of people crying about it. That puts me in a good mood. That allows me to go out and try to live a successful life. Because I wake up, Joe Biden is in control, Kamala Harris is in control. Then I know there are people that are out to get me. And so I don't want to wake up feeling like that. Fuentes has always been like this. He has the charisma of a cult leader, and that's how he has many followers. It's pretty concerning. Yeah, it's just, it is what it is. He's a fucking Democrat. It's like you can take shots at the Republicans, Trump. You can make some good points, but at the end of the day, I see it's like a sports team. You got to support the team, and under no circumstance am I rooting for the other team ever. Literally, gonna be the end of the country. They get in power. Tucker's being paid. He's shilling hard for Islam. Previously, he's pointed out how bad the religion can get, but now he thinks they're just as great as Christians. Yeah, it's just who can you trust in this space with like the big time influencers, big time channels? There's a problem with everyone. You should realize you're live. Justin is currently doing Sith Happens right now, unlike he usually does on Monday nights. Yeah, it's is what it is. We we're all trying to be big shots. We all have our separate days, but sometimes there's gonna be overlapping. It just is what it is. If you guys want to click off the stream, that's fine. I will still be here. We just gotta like do our shit, man. Shit happens. Nick Fuentes is a liberal Democrat. Yeah. How's that working out in New York? Did you guys see the shit that's in the streets? I've seen that a few times on Twitter, just the pictures of the shit in the New York streets. I'm just loving it. So shitty. Yeah, fuck that, man. Like, let's ban liberals and keep the dogs. Banning dogs. Get the fuck out of here. Telling you, dogs are harder workers and better people than a lot of these losers on the internet. It's so fucking funny. I cannot wait to see, and there probably is already people complaining. I just want to see everyone bitch and moan about him, the people that voted for him, and try to like cope and justify like why he's acting like this and why it's not as good as they thought. Bunch of losers, man. Like, these liberals getting excited over like a Muslim mayor in New York City. They were all like paying attention to that and they were all like really excited about it. It's like, why? They're just stupid and indoctrinated. It's exactly what I was thinking. You know, I try not to talk too much about Star Wars on this channel, but like it's exactly what I was thinking. It's like they were so excited. It's like, why? Why are you excited? Why are you so retarded? You don't even live there. But it's like, oh, it's a Muslim. Yay, check a box. Go fuck yourself. Just a lot of the liberals I'm familiar with. Really happy about it. One of these days, man. One of these days, I'm gonna just take a drive down there. I'll show them what fair use is, motherfucker. Never vote for a socialist. Just the promises they make and they don't keep. Yeah, it's when I started the channel, I was not expecting that. When I started the Star Wars channel, I was not expecting that. Maybe that was naive on my part, but like it's just true. And I think part of the reason why they like Disney Star Wars so much is because they're liberal and because they're retarded. Yeah, go out, run over Jacob with the car, check out Charleston. What's going on? Yep, they target audience. Bunch of losers with no money. Drain on the economy. Will be quick to cancel the company if they do anything remotely wrong. Could you imagine owning real estate in New York City? And it's like, yeah, no more rent. What? And their solution to everything, just tax the rich, tax the rich. Ah! Now, how about we just end their life and just like take all their money? Because that's what they really want. That'd be a lot quicker, be more efficient. Fuckers don't realize that rich people create jobs. Those people pay taxes on their income. But no, we have to tax their gains in the stock market. Taxation is theft. I've been hearing Trump saying that he's going to get rid of property tax. I'm not really buying it. What do you guys think? The divorce is going to be public for that. And that is coming. The deletion of the app, the divorce, that is coming. As gross as some girls are, they can always do better. Always going to have 5 guys. You're always going to have 10 guys lined up, ready. And if they're really disgusting, you'll have 5. And if it's really bad, there'll be 2 or 3. There's always going to be someone. Next man up. It's only a matter of time before she realizes that. Or should I say it, because it's AI. I don't know. That's just what I've been hearing. I'm not buying it. The good thing about rent is you pay it, and if there's any like weird thing that goes wrong, then you complain to the landlords, and then they got to take care of it. You can't just get rid of it. I mean, it makes no sense. Replace it with the tariffs, man. They better not overturn the tariffs. Let's keep tariffing the shit out of people. What do you guys think? Or should we get rid of the tariffs? Keep them in place? I think it incentivizes people to manufacture in America, keep jobs in America, and not buy crap from overseas. Over time, you're going to see improvement. Get rid of income tax altogether. I just started my taxes yesterday. No tax on tips. We got SWA has gifted 1 subscription to Darth Melvin Party over on Rumble.
My room's disgusting. Please ignore it. It's a work in progress. It's gross. It's terrible. I need to clean it.
That subscription, I think I'm going to donate it to Room Theory so he can hashtag clean his room. Maybe that'd be a waste of time.
I'm proud to be a bartender. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Well, there's something wrong with the dirty room. Thank you, SWA. The last I checked, he may have moved. You know, I just see shit on Twitter and then I like remember. I think he may have moved, but I guarantee whatever room he's in is just terrible. There's got to be bugs in that room. It's got to stank. The funniest thing is when I see liberals like, we should be more like Canada. How's the Alberta stuff going? And the western provinces? Have they decided to leave Canada yet? Oh yeah, the room would never be the same after that idiot's in there. Did they get caught?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
And that debate was fucking legendary. Alright, so Tucker Carlson, Israel. Don't know much about what happened. I guess he like got detained or he did an interview.
Israel. He is a constant critic of Israel and its government. Plenty to criticize, obviously, but he really went there in a speech last summer, Turning Point USA, where Charlie Kirk was encouraging him, in fact, to
crowd into thinking that that's naughty. There is nothing wrong with saying that. There is nothing hateful about saying that. There's nothing anti-Semitic about saying that. There's nothing even anti-Israel about saying that. I've spent my entire life pretty much in Washington, where I knew and loved a number of people.
So I don't like Israel. I don't like Palestine. America first. I don't think we should be giving money to countries and weapons and all this shit. I think we should mind our own fucking business.
Including one very close person who worked at CIA. That has never prohibited me from saying, I think the CIA has done some horrible things, murdered a bunch of people, participated in the murder of a sitting U.S. president.
And it's like not something from my perspective that like I'm gonna say with any animus, right, towards the Huckabee family, just on principle. This is something that you have to remove an ambassador for. Jonathan Pollard is one of the worst spies in U.S. history. He should never be welcomed to a U.S. embassy. He should be in prison. He should have been in prison a lot longer than he has. Podcast Titan, Tucker Carlson, said he and his staff were detained in Israel Wednesday.
Look how many tabs he's got open, man. It's tweaking me out, man.
Following the interview with Donald Trump's ambassador to the country. So this is going to be a big interview. It's going to be.
He's got 18 Reddit notifications. He's a big smelly Redditor.
The interview, obviously, of Mike Huckabee for the aforementioned reasons, but this is new. Tucker should have gone into the country, right? Gotten assassinated. Two sources familiar with the matter, however, told the Daily Mail that Israeli government initially...
Tucker Carlson is no stranger to controversy, and it certainly helps his brand. I understand you invited him to meet local Christians during this visit to Israel. What response did you get?
Yes. Well, I am very actually frustrated.
What is this? Israel News? I-24 News?
Frustrated that this Tucker Carlson actually have been invited by us many times, and we also extended invitations to speak with him and be interviewed by him. And this time when we heard that he's coming to Israel, we also sent him a letter to all his emails, to all his even Twitter accounts. And big, issue for us to accuse the state of Israel that it is apartheid state and it is oppressing Christians. It's a big lie that affects me personally and my community in a personal way. Why I say that? Because he's actually implanting tension between Christian and Jews in the ground in Israel. Many Jews that hear him, they start believing that the Christians really hate Jews, and opposite, the Christians that hear him start hating Jews, and by this way, he actually damaging the coexistence, the beautiful, thriving Christian community that it is the only community in Israel.
Sounds like he's a big-time crybaby.
Israel that is increasing in numbers in the Middle East, and comparing with Lebanon, comparing with Syria, comparing with Iraq, with Egypt, with Jordan as well. We are the only community that's increasing in number and living. Those oppression that happening in Arab and Islamic state, he comes and report in us in a false way.
I think you can have any opinion you want on Israel. I'm not actually that interested. I personally like Israel, whatever. The red line for me is this is my country. My birthright is free speech. God gave me that right. And if you're telling me what I'm allowed to say in my country, you're my enemy. Like, it's just kind of that simple. You can't tell me what to say or think, period, because I'm an American.
You cannot enter a discussion with an Israel defender without them immediately accusing you of being a racist if they disagree with you. Oh, you're an anti-Semite. Try and have an argument. Criticize Israel just a little bit and count down the number of seconds before you get accused of being motivated by bigotry and hatred. And these are the people.
Anything else on this meeting? On him getting detained? Is that basically it?
Tucker Carlson made a little trip over to Israel with the expressed intent of interviewing the U.S. ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee. Now, Huckabee and Tucker had been trading barbs online because of the fact that Tucker, a devout Christian, is not happy about the way Israelis treat Christians in Jerusalem, in the West Bank. The only Catholic church in Gaza was bombed by the Israelis. And he feels that as the U.S. ambassador to Israel, and as someone who purports to be Christian, Huckabee has done nothing. Okay, so it is risky as hell to be a vociferous critic of Israel, as Tucker Carlson is, and decide, no, you know what, that conversation with Huckabee is really important, so I'm gonna go ahead and take that risk. So he flies over there, and he never left the airport.
Yeah, I would just not go to Israel. If I was someone like Tucker Carlson, I would just stay in America. I would go to I wouldn't go to Israel.
So, according to Tucker Carlson, he was unable to leave the airport because of the fact that upon arrival, he and his colleague who was with him they were separated. They had their passports confiscated. And then while they were detained, they were asked all sorts of questions about why they were there, what the interview was about, right? At that point, by the way, I should note, so the interview happened, I guess, at the airport. Tucker claims that he didn't even leave the airport. Interview happens, and then they ask about, what was the context of the interview? What were you asking him? Now, what's hilarious about this story is the fact that the US Embassy in Israel has tried to debunk what Tucker is claiming here. I'll get to their claims in just a second, but let me just read you verbatim what Tucker Carlson told the Daily Mail. The Daily Mail got an exclusive interview with him about this matter. Men who identified themselves as airport security took our passports, hauled our executive producer into a side room, and then demanded to know what we spoke to Ambassador Huckabee about. It was bizarre. We're now out of the country. Now, again, as the Daily Mail reports, before the interview even happened, Carlson had posted a photo on social media, on X, of himself and his business partner, Neil Patel, in front of Ben Gurion Airport. And I'm glad that he did that.
Why didn't he take Ben Shapiro with him? Should have taken Shapiro at the airport. Guys, this is completely asinine. We don't need to detain and take the passports. They're with me. I brought their yarmulkes.
That because it's, sending the world a signal, a little sign. I'm in Israel. Anything happens to me, you know where I've been. At least that's what I think he was doing there. Maybe not. Maybe it was just an innocent posting of a picture and not a big deal at all. But now let's go to what
I guess he's doing an interview with some guy. That's what Tucker does. I mean, he went to Russia. But I don't know, you go to Israel and then they don't even let you leave the airport. Kind of weird. Might be procedure though, who knows?
Is being claimed by the US Embassy in Israel, which I think is as credible as, I don't know, Ghislaine Maxwell. No credibility at all. I'm not really interested in what you have to say. But to be fair, I'll go ahead and read their debunking of Tucker Carlson's claims. Shut up, cunt. So the US Embassy in Israel denied Carlson was detained in a statement, which said that Carlson received the same passport control questions that countless visitors to Israel, including Ambassador Mike Huckabee and other diplomats, receive as part of normal entrance and exit from Israel. It is not accurate that Israel only was going to let Tucker into the country for the interview. The only engagement the embassy had with Israel about his visit was to coordinate his private plane landing as part of facilitating a seamless visit. Okay, so the argument that no, the terrible way that Tucker Carlson was treated at the airport is just standard operating procedure for us, that this is what we do to everybody. Is that a good thing? Is that supposed to make you look good? That you separate people who are traveling together, take their passports, and then start asking them probing questions? And we know how Israel feels about journalists, especially those
Putin is the most effective leader of my lifetime.
who like to cover their atrocities. And look, the main reason why I want to cover this story is not because it's we're so worried about Tucker Carlson. He's fine. He left Israel. He's okay. I wanted to bring this up to ask one specific person, Bill Maher, whether Israel is really the place that people like me can go to feel safe. Am I really going to feel welcome in Israel, Bill Maher? You will. You definitely will, because you're on your knees for Israel day in and day out. But for me, I would venture to say that it would not be a friendly, welcoming place for someone like me. Now, he asked me that question because he was hoping that I would say, oh, Tel Aviv is the only.
All right. I'm hearing some stuff about Iran and we might be going to war.
Well, Iran's supreme leader is throwing threats around as nuclear talks with the US resume, but Tehran still won't meet Washington's core demand to stop enriching uranium. Now, the White House is giving Iran 2 weeks to close the gap, but Trump's also ramped up military pressure in the region. Joining me now is former Defence Deputy Secretary for Strategy, Peter Jennings. Peter, good to see you. What's your read on this? Is this diplomacy or just a countdown now to strikes?
I think the Trump administration wants to be seen to give Iran the opportunity to negotiate, but I agree with you. I don't think Iran is going to stop wanting to try to build its nuclear weapons program, and I think they will also continue to repress the protesters in the streets.
Didn't we just bomb the shit out of them?
Which is something that Trump has also said is unacceptable. So I think we're at a point where a strike is now close. I would say 48 hours, 72 hours away. And that's based on seeing a very significant number of American combat aircraft moving in from Europe into the Middle Eastern theatre. And really the last thing to watch for, which is what happened last June, is American air-to-air refuelers come into the theatre because they're there to keep those fighters in the air. And I think that's the final stage. So, you know, by the time we get to the weekend, Australian time, I think that's the highest likelihood chance of an American strike at that point.
All right, so a couple of days. I note as well the
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said President Trump prefers a negotiated settlement with Iran, but she also said this at today's briefing.
There's many reasons and arguments that one could make for a strike against Iran. The president had a very successful operation as commander-in-chief with Operation Midnight Hammer, as you know, as you just said, totally obliterated Iran's nuclear facilities. The president has always been very clear, though, with respect to Iran or any country around the world, diplomacy is always his first option, and Iran would be very wise to make a deal.
Charlie Daggett is with me here now, our national security expert and reporter. I'm so glad to have you here. James Laporta, one of our colleagues, has just sent in an email, which I will summarize to you because it was just summarized in my ear.
Okay.
That senior military advisors, the president have told him that the military is ready for a strike, could be as ready as early as Saturday, but the timeline has not been decided upon and could very well stretch far into the future.
Right.
That is probably consistent with what you know. It's consistent with what the Pentagon does, plans, makes preparations when the president is indicating he wants to have live options. Walk us through where this feels like it's.
Oh, Jacob was so fucking mad about that. He was so mad. Has he once talked about Iran since then? No. Not at all. Well, I was surprised the tweet that I made actually kind of went a little viral. And I think it may have got 100,000 impressions on Twitter. Something like that.
Heading.
Major, that's exactly right. And that jives exactly with the information that I'm getting as well. You know, they're preparing for every contingency, U.S. officials tell me. What does that look like? It could be a strike package, limited strike package, air strikes. Then they have to be concerned at the retaliation. This is why we've seen this massive military buildup there. And I don't want to bang the drums of war, but I have to underline what we're talking about. So you have the Lincoln the Lincoln aircraft carrier that's been there for a few weeks already in place. 10 destroyers or cruisers. These are guided missile cruisers, again, already in place in the region. The real tell for me, and James will support this, is the arrival or the potential arrival of the USS Gerald R. Ford. This is really important because that would not have been a decision that was taken lightly. It was already at sea. Fuelers, the cargo planes.
That you follow by a line that I follow. Barak Ravid for Axios. Quote, a U.S. military option in Iran would likely be a massive, weeks-long campaign that would look more like full-fledged war than last month's pinpoint operation in Venezuela, sources say.
Yep.
Consistent with what you also
I can't argue with that. Again, that's what they're preparing for, right? They're preparing for that sort of contingency. And the reason here, Major, if you remember Operation Midnight Hammer back in June, right? That was a limited strike, big strike. using B-2 bombers left from the United States, not even involved, right? The Iranians did attack, and they attacked Al Udeid, our base in Qatar. What they're looking at now is if there is an existential threat to this regime, they're going to press everything. They might go after Israel. They might go after U.S. forces. There are 30 to 40,000 U.S. forces in that region. They have to be prepared for an extended, long-term, drawn-out conflict that we haven't seen with Iran. And that is why they're moving so many of those military assets in there. They're going to be looking at Iran's missile capabilities, which they still have. They'll be looking at Iran's capability to strike in these sort of areas around where the U.S. naval assets are deployed and they're exposed. So they're preparing for a multi-pronged attack if Iran should retaliate, as they are expected to do if the United States launches strikes.
And of course, as we discussed with Sam Vinograd at this table yesterday on the program, this very visible military footprint might be also viewed as a negotiating strategy. Like, we're serious, you better cut a deal. The White House keeps saying cut a deal, or the consequences will be dire. Charlie Daggett, great stuff as always.
Number one, you make a good point, Cuomo, that we do owe the Persian people, because the United States and Great Britain was responsible
What the hell's on his forehead?
for the Shah. The Shah transferred all oil assets to the USA and Great Britain, the biggest asset transfer in the history of the world. And then they propped up the
Cuomo's
Shah
got it
when he
too.
abused his own people. So that is absolutely true. So I talked to President Trump directly
Am I
about this. The
tripping?
president would like a deal. This is like
Are these
Maduro.
reptoids?
So
Maybe. I don't know. Freaking out, man.
Mr. Trump offered Maduro a deal.
I can't see any black stuff on Stephen A's forehead. I'm kidding, you guys. I'm kidding. It's a racist joke.
You can go to Cuba, you can go to Paraguay, you can take some money, you can take your family. Maduro gave him the middle finger, and now Maduro will never get out of prison in his entire life. The Ayatollah Khomeini, the second Ayatollah, is doing the same thing. We're going to do this.
Bill O'Reilly, remember when he had Trump on in like 2014, 2015, maybe even earlier than that on the O'Reilly show? The no spin zone. Those were some good moments because it's like Trump was on there and he was like just starting his campaign. And at the time, it's like we didn't think like he'd actually win. I kind of had a feeling he was going to build a lot of momentum and had a good chance, but this was like right at the beginning. And, I had a lot of interviews with him.
We're going to do that. Hey, listen, pal, and I'm talking to you now, okay? You are toast after the Olympics, okay? You are cinder. You are gone. No one is going to help you. No one. Deals are being made with China to supply oil outside of Iran at this moment. So if this guy with his little hat wants to be bellicose, word of the day, okay.
Looks like a kid just like drew a mark, like took a fucking marker and drew on his head.
But the over-under is 2 days after the Olympics, he's gone.
Bellicose, warlike, bellum, Latin. Stephen A., how would you feel in the pole position of having to make a decision like this? We have the might, but can you do it in a way that makes the difference that they need in Iran, or are you starting to descend down mission creep?
Well, here's what I would tell you. We all know that how tight President Trump is with Benjamin Netanyahu.
I'm going to be highly entertained if Stephen A. Smith is on the debate stage with the Democrats. It's going to be some good stuff.
We all know that Netanyahu and Israel's primary objective is to make sure that Iran never has a nuclear weapon. And so Trump has already bombed him once. I don't think he would hesitate to do so again on behalf of Israel.
I'm telling you,
if,
you get
if Netanyahu
Skip
and Israel
Bayless
wanted him.
on the ticket, VP, like it's over. It is over. Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, they could take it home.
To do such a thing again. And Iran wasn't cooperative. So I don't put anything past Trump when it comes to that, in terms of his support, his unwavering support to Israel and the Jewish community. And I think because of that reality.
See, what's going to have to happen with the Democrats is they are currently hijacked by the far left communists, the SJW crybabies, the fucking freaks. And I guess you could say the Republicans are hijacked by MAGA, but I think the Republican Party has just has changed into MAGA. I don't think there's any going back from that. And so Stephen A. Smith, or so if the Republicans win in 2028, and then they win in 2032, the Democrats are going to have to decide, like, do we keep pandering to these fucking freaks in our party, or do we kick them out and we go back to being like more, like being more moderate and, and then like they won't be in the fucking party anymore. And that will give them a chance to maybe win 2032, 2036. Like, that's what's going to have to happen. They can't continue doing what they're doing. Like, AOC, Kamala Harris, like, get out of here. You're not going to win with that shit. And that's true. That's true. I think there's a lot of people that were just kind of like moderates in the middle. They were like, yeah, both parties suck. Politics suck. But like MAGA, there's something about MAGA. I guess it just hit on all the issues. Something you can get behind. And so I don't think there's any going back for the Republicans. And if they don't like MAGA, well, they might as well be a Nick Fuentes Democrat. Vance Rubio. Yeah, that seems like what it's probably going to be now. Vance is a good speaker. It's hard to forget he used to be a never Trumper. It's like, can we really trust him? But he's Trump's VP. And I don't care. Like, I want a Republican to win the election. Worry about other problems later.
Alone, we can't rule out the possibility of a second strike against Iran. If you are its leaders, you're of the mindset that he'll never take you alive. And we've seen them being proxies for terrorists in the past. We know how they operate, and they have absolutely no problem whatsoever, dying for their cause. This is the impression that they've given. Trump has been adroit, at least from appearances' sake, in terms of ingratiating folks in the Middle East. So he has some support.
Stephen A. is going to put the system on trial.
But at least in his eyes, it's something to support rather that he could garner, and it could.
Nobody will ever say to the American people, hey, listen, you don't like your tax rates? Make more money. Be more valuable to the economy. You won't have to worry about it.
Exactly.
Nobody says that. Because politics is about taking common problems and giving people someone else to blame for them. Sometimes rightly, sometimes wrongly.
I tell you that once upon a time it was emphatically no. That has quelled to some degree. I would tell you that I'm living a very, very good life. I like the money I've earned. I've earned it. I want to keep on earning it, and I'm not interested in interrupting my quality of life. But when people talk to you about the difference that you could possibly make, and then I think about the friends that I've made along the way and the level of guidance that I can receive.
This is just fucking crazy. I mean, is it really crazy? Because, I mean, look at Trump 2016. But the difference with Trump is that people don't give him credit for is he had his nose in this shit for years. He was always talking about this. He was friends with all of them, donated. You know, he like flirted with the idea of running like years earlier. So it's like this was always like kind like in the cards for him. Stephen A is just coming straight from ESPN. So what's he I'm really not familiar with what he's doing now. Is he like become more moderate or is he just like a still how he was on CNN?
From the people that I know who I'm confident can assist in making a difference for the betterment of this country, it is something I entertain. I believe I'm talking to two of those people right now. I can sincerely doubt I will ever be an elected official because, again, I ain't trying to give up my money. But I tell you something right now. If I was fortunate and blessed enough to be in the presidency, you think I'm not going to call Bill O'Reilly and listen to him? You think I'm not going to call Chris Cuomo and listen to him? I pick up the phone day or night.
The Yeah, like the Democrats are going to do whatever they can to fucking make sure that Stephen A doesn't win. $30 million less votes in 2028 because voter ID is required. Yeah, like it's part of the stream topic today. What is it with the Democrats? None of them want voter ID. And the truth is, they know their base is too retarded to get an ID, and there's going to be less votes. That's what it is. They think it's going to affect them negatively. That's the only reason. And the other reason is illegals are going to be able to vote in the elections. They say that can't happen. Well, can in Minnesota if you got a driver's license. Tampon Tim made that possible. So these people are already voting. They took advantage of the mail-in votes in 2024 in 2020.
I want to say this on national TV to everybody. There isn't a time that I picked up the phone to call either one of y'all about something that I didn't know and something that I needed to be educated about that you guys didn't help me on. You're not the only ones, but the point is you always do it. And I'm appreciative of that from the bottom
I
of my
used to think like, oh, they'll just they'll have kids and their kids will be Democrats. No, like the people they bring in, they're voting right now. Local elections, federal elections. They're driving around like they got no insurance. What happens if they hit your car? I know I got something in my policy for like uninsured motorists. I bet you like in the fine print it doesn't cover illegal immigrants.
heart because I like to learn. I like to get smarter. I like to educate myself. But I believe that when I'm blessed with knowledge, I have the ability to articulate myself and reach an audience like few others. And if you ever put me on that debate stage with some of these politicians aspiring for higher,
And like that would be like it would never be 2016 Trump level insulting your way to the presidency. That was fucking must-see TV, obliterated the Republican Party, made the Republican Party his bitch. But Stephen A. on that debate stage with all those retards, using his first take debating skills. I'm all for it. I'm actually a little concerned with his popularity, and like he might make it interesting because I don't think Kamala Harris or AOC have a chance. Maybe Gavin Newsom, but I mean he's a fucking idiot. Stephen A. Smith could be their wild card. So as much as I would like to see that, it's I don't know, that wild card could pay off for them.
Our office with the nonsense that they've engaged in, with the behavior they've exercised, with the tendencies that they've displayed, and the lack of consideration to the American people going up against me. Good luck. I would give anything to be on a debate stage with them. Just
Got to get Skip Bayless on the ticket. You have him go up against Rubio in the VP debates. Skip Bayless talking about how Rubio choked in the fourth quarter against Chris Christie, had a meltdown, became the frozen one. That'd be great. Wouldn't be great for the Republicans, but it would be an entertaining debate. But to my knowledge, Skip Bayless, I think, is a conservative. So I don't think he would join the ticket.
Just to show them, listen, we should be listening to people on both sides. Anybody that has America's best interest at heart is who we should care to listen to. I would be that guy. That's the reason why I leave the door open and entertain it, even though I sincerely doubt I will ever be willing to give up my money to run for office.
Well, as Stephen A's spokesperson, I'll take that job too. That's 3. You wouldn't have to.
See, here's the thing. Stephen A is living a really good life, making a lot of money, and he can continue doing that. Look at what Trump has had to go through being the president. Look at how these presidents age from their term, 4 years, 8 years. There's something about that job where it's just, it's brutal. So, is he doing it for legacy because he really cares about the country and he thinks being the liberal Democrat president is going to be the answer to problems? I don't know, man. The thing is, he doesn't have to do it this time around. He could do it in, he can do it in 2032. He's not that old. How old is Stephen A. Smith? $58. Yeah, I mean, you can still do it in 2032. You can do it in 2036 if you want. He'll be older, but just because he doesn't do it now doesn't mean he has. Doesn't mean it's done. It's out of the picture.
To call me, I'll be right there. And I think you should run. And I'm being serious now. And Trump opened the door for you. You should send Trump a big bouquet of flowers. He opened the door for you.
He'd help you more if he
Now,
gets you arrested.
Candidates.
He'd help you more if he gets you arrested.
Absolutely.
Trump needs to give me an interview. That's what Trump needs to do. He needs to give me an interview. But go ahead.
Well, as your press secretary, I'll work on that for you. But you can run, but don't have any expectation of winning. You see, what you're doing is you're taking a furlough from your dopey sports show, and you're saying, I'll be back because I'm not going to win. But you're injecting yourself into the debate.
See, unlike the Republicans, the Democrats have the super delegates. And Bernie was doing really well in 2016, but the super delegates took over. Now, if you take the super delegates out, I can't remember, but I still think Hillary may have beaten him anyways. Maybe I'm wrong on that. but he was making it close. And then in 2020, I don't think anyone remembers this, but Bernie ran again, like the fucking 90-year-old Bernie Sanders. And he was going into Super Tuesday, he was leading the polls. And Biden, record player Biden, was doing shit. And so everyone fucking cucked and dropped out. And then they endorsed Joe Biden. Everyone dropped out. And then Biden, it was a landslide on Super Tuesday. They fucking rigged it. And ended up working out for him. Because I think Trump had a terrible first debate with Joe Biden. I just think he was off. And that's rare for Trump. I just think there was that first debate with Biden in 2020 is just not good. And then they fucking played games. Oh, Biden's got COVID or Trump's got COVID. We can't do the debate. And then they did the third debate. But by then, I think the damage was already done. The first debate was a disaster. And then they like dragged it out. And it was too little too late.
The national debate, and you're exposing the charlatans, which would be an amazing historical achievement. You don't have to win. You can go back to the Dopey show anytime. They don't have anybody to replace you.
That's twice.
I don't even know who these people are.
Bill O'Reilly.
That's twice.
Bill
he
O'Reilly.
called you.
Bill O'Reilly. Hold on, Chris. Dopey show. That Dopey show, come April, will have been #1 for 14 consecutive years in the morning.
And you know, Stephen A., what he should do, I don't think he would do this. He should say, I am running as the first black president. And like completely throw Obama under the bus, be like, he was half black. He does that, plays to the SJWs, be like, I am the first fully black president. That could give him some points.
You deserve it. But that doesn't mean it isn't Dopey. It's on at 5 a.m. in the morning. You're talking about
it's not on 5 a.m. It's on at 10 o'clock. It's 10 to 12 noon. It's 10 to 12 noon.
O'Reilly taking shots. I mean, say what you want to say about First Take. It's been on for years. But, look at Cuomo. Look at that smile.
Bill O'Reilly, and you watch it. Stop it. But here's the deal. One thing I want to say this most importantly. Bill, you have to know this about me. You have to know this about me. And at this part, I mean seriously. Bill, I don't play to lose. If I decide to run, it's because I intend to win.
That's what
it
I'm
ain't
talking
to make
about.
noise and just to expose the charlatans. It's to win. And if I decide to do it, I'm telling you, I intend to win. Make no mistake about it.
See, I could see him winning the Democrat nominee and going up against Vance most likely, but is he going to beat Vance? I at this point, I don't think so. It really comes down to how fed up are the fake Trump supporters, the fake Trump voters of 2024. How much do they want to go back to the Democrats?
I won't do it unless I believe I have a legitimate shot to win it, the presidency.
All right, and that sounds
know that
very
about
good.
me.
But if you don't win, it's still a win. And as your
Like, Trump won the popular vote in 2024 by like a big margin. And all these people are flocking to red states. It's only going to secure the victory even more in those states. As long as we win Texas, Florida, and there's no voter fraud, you know, we'll win some of these other swing states. And here's the thing, Vance has more political experience. Like Stephen A, he's going to use his first take sports skills debating, but Vance has got experience, and Vance, from what I've seen, is a good talker. So I think it's going to come down to, do you want the Republican? Do you want the Democrat? Stephen A might make it a little close. But it just, in 2020, people were like big mad at Trump because of COVID. They like everything was going fine and they were upset over COVID. And they panicked and went to Biden. And then of course, it was rigged. Yeah, they can't do that census soon enough. 2032. So we win 2028. 2032 could be a fucking landslide.
Vice President, I'll do everything I can to try to ensure you win.
Thank you for watching.
I'm worried that Stephen A might run because I think he could surprise a lot of people. But it would be funny to see him roast the Democrats, Kamala Harris, and like get like nasty with them. I mean, no one's ever going to take it to Trump's level, but he might make fools of some of them. Don't underestimate the sports debating. He learned from the best, Skip Bayless.
I'll put the system on trial.
Of course, if you live in the New York City area, the weather is quite opposite compared to how it is in New Orleans right now. There's still these dirty snow piles on the street. The snow is pretty much looking like a biohazard right now after we received snow a couple weeks ago. And this is kind of what it looked like after the storm, maybe a week after. Now it's just these dirty...
Yeah, I want to just see some good, entertaining, popcorn-worthy stuff. That's what I want to see. Like these debates for 2024, you know, there wasn't really much going on. With the Democrats, they didn't even have debates. And then when the Republicans were somewhat entertaining, but it was nothing compared to it was nothing compared to what 2016 was.
remnants of snow left on the street. I'm going to bring in our reporter, Stephanie Bertini, who's actually going to join me to discuss.
Are they going to show the pool?
Some of the sanitation and snow removal situations going on within New York City right now. Steph, thank you so much for coming on and joining me, first of all. But I mean, listen, we've talked about this before. You walk outside on the streets, it's the most...
President Barack Obama, Caroline, was recently asked if aliens are real. He says they're real, but he hasn't seen them. The president's daughter-in-law.
All right, so the Obama thing where he said aliens are real, I thought that was AI generated. It looked AI generated, and it's still been floating around. I think I might be wrong on that.
Lara Trump told Miranda Devine of the New York Post that the president has a prepared speech on this issue that he prepares to deliver at the right time. Is that true? And does the Trump administration believe aliens are real?
Well, a speech on aliens would be news to me. That sounds very exciting, though. I'll have to check in with our speech writing team. And that would be of great interest to me personally, and I'm sure all of you in this room, and apparently former President Obama, too. So we'll keep you posted on that. Tyler.
Just tell us about the fucking aliens. Just tell us, man. I'm ready for it.
The White House has touted.
I really don't think, maybe I'm wrong, I really don't think anything would change if, if we knew that aliens were real. I mean, maybe there'd be some idiots out there, but like, I guess speaking for my life, I think I would just continue as normal. Because my thinking is, if we had anything to worry about, we'd already be dead. We'd already be enslaved.
An unprecedented amount of cooperation with counties in Minneapolis after the negotiations with Tom Homan. Are those written or verbal deals with the sheriff? How many have agreed to cooperate on immigration enforcement who previously refused to do so?
Yeah, the last time I spoke with Mr. Homan, which was just a few days ago, he assured us that nearly every single county in the state of Minnesota has agreed to notify ICE when they are releasing criminal illegal aliens from their jails. This is an unprecedented level of cooperation that we have not seen. It has led to...
Get to the aliens. Yes, we support ICE. ICE is great. Tom Homan is based. But I clicked on this video for the aliens.
Not only cooperation, you've also seen, and you've seen this with your own eyes play out, the local police, Mr. Homan to Minnesota to, these are agreements that have been made by state and local officials. There's video to show that show it yourself. You can view it with your own eyes.
Yeah, I just want the aliens. What scientific proof is there that extraterrestrial life exists? Well, did you see the movie Independence Day? It was a factual movie. And thanks to Will Smith, we killed them all. The sequel's non-canon. There's illegal aliens. But yeah, I'm just fucking tired of the lying and the deception. Just admit it already. I'm tired of people grifting off of it, stirring up shit. Just admit it. Yeah, like, I am really tired of this being an issue. Like, if you don't want voter ID, then that means you want fraud in the elections. Plain and simple. And maybe, I think Kramer said it earlier, if they do voter ID, what happens to all the votes with the Democrats? Maybe we'll find out that it was like extremely fucking bad. I mean, it was enough to steal an election. They'll lose millions of votes. And I have no sympathy for someone who can't get an ID. If you can't get an ID and you can't go to vote because of that, then I don't think you should be voting because you're retarded. I don't think retarded people should have a voice in this country. Now, I guess if you're retarded and you're able to get an ID and you're able to go and vote, all right, whatever. But if you're too retarded to do that, no thanks. No, we're not missing your vote. Yeah, like, might be a better system now. We go back to it, only property owners. A lot in like the age, the voting age. That's another one. They're saying, oh, lower it to 16. Why? Why should someone who's 16 years old is an overgrown child, why should they have a say in what's going on in the world? I mean, that makes sense. Like at 25, you're a man. And you know, it's like there are people that are 18 to 25 that are adult enough to make decisions, but I mean, you got a lot of retards in this country. A lot of retards. I think it's fine with 18. You know, 18, you're an adult. 18, you can vote. Don't really have a problem with it. But, you know, that 18 to 22 area, you still got people that are retarded there. All right, do we got anything else, you guys? No scientific evidence that asexuality is real. Aren't there some animals that don't have sex or something? I don't know. Do I believe in a higher power? Well, Elon Musk said it. We're probably in a simulation, man. Probably in a simulation, man. But no, I don't believe in anything. I believe in aliens. Where's the aliens, man? I'd say I've softened on that stance over the past few years, but like I think that's as far as it's gonna go. And one day we'll die, one day we'll figure it out. I believe in aliens. Well, there could be lizard people. Have you seen those masks that people have? You know, like you could just put on one of these masks and put on like some sunglasses and a hat. I don't think it's as crazy because if there's aliens and they're able to like travel here, wouldn't you think they'd be able to conceal themselves? Maybe. So here's the thing with religion and aliens. What's going to happen if aliens are proven to be real? And so, like, what's going to happen with all the world religions? Is everyone going to still keep believing, or are they going to just believe in the aliens, man? Maybe that's one of the fears that they have. Zuckerberg's an alien, man. Here's the thing, like, the universe is so fucking crazy. It's like you saying, like, there isn't a creative designer behind it. But here's the thing that will blow your mind. It's like, all right, what if there is intelligent design and it's kind of like a computer program. So my question always is, all right, how did this God get created? And it's like, I don't want to hear the answer. Oh, they just always existed. Maybe they were created by a God in some sort of simulation. And then that God was created by some other god in a simulation. It keeps going on and on and on. That will fucking blow your mind. But here's the thing. If you believe an all-powerful being could just exist and always exist, always will exist, why not the universe just being a thing and always existing? And us just like being here. Kind of think like that's just as crazy. See, it's probably some idiot in his basement running the simulation. And then it's like, all right, who's his god? And there's a lot of questions, man. Like, what's the point of everything? So, I don't know. I've just, haven't seen evidence of anything. I haven't seen evidence of God. I haven't seen evidence of aliens. Well, we've seen some evidence of aliens, man. And I guess we've seen some miracles, but there's so many fucking questions in this world that need answering.
So uncivilized.
And that's true, like, just because there are aliens, that doesn't necessarily mean that the world religions are wrong. But one of the problems I have with religion is, so we got the Christians here, and then we got the Islams on the other side of the world. And so the Christians are like, well, the Islams, they're wrong. The Jews, they're wrong. And the other side is saying, well, the Christians are wrong. Well, someone's got to be wrong. My thinking is they're probably all wrong. I don't think we know what the fuck is going on, man. I don't think we know what the fuck is going on. But I think there's a lot of evidence of intelligent design. I think the teachings of Christianity, just like the basics, the moral principles, I think are good to follow. I think it's good for the country. I mean, look at all these fucking freak liberal leftists, and it's just like, well, maybe if they had Jesus in their life, maybe they wouldn't be such a whore. Maybe they wouldn't be a weirdo. So I think it provides structure. And like I said, my stance has softened on this over the years. I am seeing like how the left is very satanic. And it's like to like a disturbing level. And it's like, does that mean anything? Is that biblical? Who knows, man? Wouldn't surprise me, man. Fucking stupid ass religion. Fucking Islam. Yeah, if you're gonna go with the world religion, man, go with Christianity. Cats are the true dogs. They're true gods, man. Wouldn't surprise me. So I don't know. I think it's important to not be a piece of shit and figure out what's going on with the aliens, man. I think we should start there. Whatever happens, happens after death. You know, there's no avoiding it. There's near-death experiences. That's interesting stuff. But I mean, is that really DMT in your brain and you're fucking tripping, or are you actually having like a real experience? Like Joe Rogan thinks when he does DMT, he's having like a real experience. And I've never done DMT because I'd probably freak the fuck out, man.
Now it's time to get super duper high. You got that bong I got you in Tel Aviv?
Bar mitzvah, hit it up, dude.
Bong mitzvah, hit it up, dude. I don't know. So, do you like Earth? So, do you like eating humans? Oh, you don't? Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's why the near-death experiences, it releases like DMT in your brain. People could just be fucking tripping. But then there's reports of like people seeing, you know, seeing like dead family members like right before. You know, these liberals would like want to have sex with the aliens. Man, we're like fucking getting into deep dive about God and aliens, man. The leader of the aliens stayed at the finest Trump hotel. And he's got to say, it was the best. He said it was the best hotel in the galaxy. It was tremendous. It was bigly. Trump, you know, maybe there's like good aliens and bad aliens. Trump would put some tariffs on the bad aliens. Yeah. And if you've ever like had family members that like were seeing shit, like they like literally think that like there's people and they're like interacting with these people. So that might have something to do with it too. Yeah, it's like that Simpsons episode. If the aliens are here, there might be reptoids. That will fuck with your minds. I do not believe in the multiverse theory where there's a different reality for like every fucking outcome. I think that's ridiculous. That's just too insane. Imagine quitting the stream after 20 minutes. And lying about it too. On a booming channel. I think that was his 10,000 subscriber live stream. The celebration stream. To celebrate 10,000 fake subscribers, and the guy quit in 20 minutes. And faked an injury. Faked an illness. And I love how he knows that that's a meme now in the community. And he's like embarrassed. And he didn't stream for the longest fucking time. And he did stream recently and he got trolled and he hasn't streamed since. And every time he goes on another channel, he gets trolled. And see, I just like don't think there's infinite realities where he joins the GKA, where he craps his pants on a live stream with us, where he brings on Hannah the Dream Girl on one of the streams. Like, just anything you can think of. I just don't think there's infinite realities like that. I think that's too insane. I could see there being like multiple realities, but not like infinite. And I don't think time travel to the past is possible. I think you can go to the future, but it's not like Back to the Future style. You're going to have to get in a really fast spacecraft and do it that way. Blast off into space, loop around, and come back, and then you'll be here on Earth in the future. That is possible, but going to the past, not possible. No. All right, guys. Maybe we'll talk about God and aliens and multiverse theory on another stream. We're gonna be calling this stream. Check you guys out on Friday. We're celebrating 6 years on the Star Wars channel. We're gonna have a party. You think if we got the $500 appearance fee, Josh would come debate you? Probably not. He's banned from the channel for doing blow. And he's all pissy about that. He's got his lawyers involved. I don't know if we could have any more Josh on the stream. Man. Yeah, he was pissed about that. Like, go fuck yourself, Joshy boy. Thinks he's like hot shit because he's a scooper. Talking about fake Star Wars and shit ass fake Marvel. Oh, I'm too good for $2 super chat. Haven't heard anything about Unity in the longest time. Fake comic. All right, guys. Good chatting with you. We're gonna be here Wednesday. We're gonna try to do it every week. You know, burnout is real. So if we're not here, it's mainly due to that. But there's a lot of work that needs to be done on this channel. We need to become a big time player in this space. You know, we got to be relevant. You know, you got your big shots, you got your Tuckers, your Fuentes, your Candace Owens, and then you got like your big shot YouTubers. You know, we need to hit the level below that and start there and just be relevant in the political space. And doing that is going to help us get the full time. Because the politics channel is like, there's no cap in how far we can grow it. You know, it's any MAGA supporters, you know, that's the target audience. America First supporters. So we can grow this shit. All right, guys. I will see you later.